What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Thursday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt. And oh my gosh, it ended. I thought we'd never get back on the winning track. Not only did we snap the 6-game losing streak, but we swept the board last night. A 3-0 mark. The Blue Jays get the over for us. There's our first win in college basketball. 1-3 now, thanks to my Creighton Blue Jays. We got the market in under that came in. He had 25 points and no assists, so we got a little fortunate there. And then Ball State, last drive, touchdown. To win and cover for us, we go up 3 units, and just like that, we are up for the week. Tiny, but better than being down for us here on a Thursday. So I have got 4 bets for us coming up here in just 1 second. Thursday night football focused and 1 NBA player prop because we continue to do well with the NBA player props. It's just, the prop bet cheat sheet's too good not to keep on firing. So let's get into it with the prop bet. Nothing on hockey and nothing on college basketball coming up for us here today, but a lot on football, a lot on Denver hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. But before we do that, let's tell you about our friends at Hard Rock. They are the sponsors of the Daily Juice Podcast. Golden time of the year. We're not just talking about pro football. We got NBA, college football, college hoops, hockey, all going on right now. There's always something to bet on. If you guys have not tried the first bet at Hard Rock Bet yet, there is still time. You can get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Just place a $5 bet, and if it hits, you not only get your winnings, but also that $150 in extra bonus bets. Hard Rock Stats Hub, check it out as well on the Hard Rock Bet app. Sportsbook, the app is the only legal sportsbook for whenever you're in Florida, but it's also in Arizona, Ohio, New Jersey, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Illinois, and Colorado. More states coming soon. Plus, Hard Rock Bet offers new promos every single day. So if you're listening to this later, open the app and check out what you've got any day of the week. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and make your first deposit today. All right, so let's go over some numbers here for Thursday night football. They're really ugly. All in favor of the Broncos. All in favor of the Broncos. The Raiders coming off an overtime game in which they lost to the Jaguars. Teams on short rest, so they're going here to Thursday, Sunday to Thursday, short rest, and their opponent is not going off of an overtime. Denver did not go to overtime last week in their win over Houston. The teams in the Raiders' position are 26-47 straight up and 23-47-3 against the number over the last 20 years. When that team is on the road, this is where it gets nasty. 9-27 straight up, 10-25-1 against the number. It's even uglier if you take the overtime team on short rest playing in prime time on Thursday night football. The Raiders in this spot, teams are 6-21 straight up and 4-23 against the number. Now, Bo Nix has been very good at home and as a favorite. This will be the 5th time that Bo Nix has started a night game in primetime. He's 3-1 straight up and 3-1 against the number. 2-0 straight up and 2-0 against the number at home in Denver in primetime, covering by an average of 10 points. The best Bronco quarterback at home against the spread in primetime, Peyton Manning, went 7-2-1. Bo Nix is now 2-0. Nix has made 27 starts in the NFL as a career starter. He's 10-4 against the spread as a favorite. He's 6-7 against the spread as an underdog. But this number feels too heavy. I'm not saying that I have cooled off. I've warmed up from the ice cold 6-game stretch. Okay, so I have sort of a strategic way of how I'm going to play this game. I think 9.5 points is too many points. I really do. I think it's too heavy. The Raiders have not been good defensively, okay? This game could very well fly over, even though there's money coming in on the under. Not sure. But when the Raiders have Brock Bowers back, and they will have Brock Bowers back tonight, I mean, this is a guy with 3 touchdowns, 13 targets, and 12 catches. Vegas averages about 21 points a game when they have Brock Bowers playing. They are a different offense. So, I think there is a opportunity here for the Raiders to either backdoor or to keep this game close. Okay, it's a divisional game on a short week for both teams, and the Broncos don't blow anybody out. Let's be frank; they've played a lot of tight games this season. The first bet is to take the Raiders at plus 9.5 for 1.1 units. However, you can shop in the market, and there are 9.5s, and there are also 8.5s. So I want to go to the 8.5 book, and I want to do a 6-point teaser. I want to pull it down from 8.5 to 2.5. What we're looking for is a Bronco win by 3 to 9 points. If that happens, we will be live for both bets to cash. Now, we need another side of the teaser, but hold on. I just think the Raiders have a shot. If Geno Smith does not turn the football over, I think Geno Smith can play better than what he has in primetime over the last 2 seasons. Geno Smith has started 5 games in primetime. He's 1-4 straight up and 0-5 against the spread. No other quarterback is even 0-3 or worse in primetime. Overall, Geno Smith in primetime is 4-13 straight up, 0-7 straight up against divisional opponents, the worst mark since 2003 of 172 quarterbacks. He's lost a primetime game against a divisional opponent for 3 different teams, the Jets, the Seahawks, and the Raiders. Geno Smith cannot lose this game. Doesn't have to win it. Just don't lose it by turning the football over and throwing interceptions. But again, divisional game, short week. I feel like this number should be 7 or 7.5. It's 9.5. I'm going to hold my nose. I'm going to go ahead and say, forget it. I'm going to close my eyes, your close your eyes special, and take the dog at plus 9.5. However, bet number 2, I'm going to tease it down from 8.5 to 2.5 and take the Broncos. Okay? So 2 bets on 1 game. We're going Raiders plus 9.5, and then we're going to take the Broncos minus 2.5. What will be the other side of the teaser? I'm a glutton for punishment. We tried to tease the Lions last week, and the Lions lost the game outright. However, the stats for the Lions, coming off of a loss straight up, tremendous. Jared Goff and Dan Campbell together, off of a loss straight up, are 21-8 against the spread. They have won and covered 12 games in a row dating back to November 1st of 2022. In Jared Goff's career, coming in, playing outdoors off a straight-up loss, he's just 9-14-1 against the spread, but it's a revenge spot here against a team of the Commanders with a backup quarterback in Marcus Mariota, who has not played very well this season. Dan Quinn with a backup, he was 2-0 ATS with a backup quarterback, but both of that was with the Falcons. Now here with Washington, backup quarterback Marcus Mariota this year, 0-2 straight up, 0-2 against the number. But the number's big, okay? It's a pretty large number. It's 8. Let's just pull it down. We just need the straight up win by 3 points or higher for the Lions to come in on here, and I cannot see the Lions losing back-to-back games after what happened last week. I think the Lions are going to go ahead and bounce back here. I know they're not great outside, but, the Lions, since 2023, the Lions have played 25 games where they lost outright to that opponent in the previous matchup. Detroit's 20-5 straight up, 19-6 ATS in those games, 4-0 straight up, ATS, 4-0 straight up and ATS in 2025, 12-1 straight up, and 10-3 against the number since the start of last season. Revenge spot, Lions come in -2. So Raiders plus 9.5. And then we're coming in with the Broncos and the Lions at -125. Broncos -2.5. Lions -2. All of the numbers say that the Broncos will win and cover. Let's just say they win by 7 points. That's the ideal situation. Broncos by 7, Broncos by 3. That's fine. That's why I'm willing to pay the little extra juice there at minus 125, because I'm not in love with the idea of backing the Raiders without a little insurance. So trying to create my own middle here with that play. Okay. Raiders plus 9.5. Tease it down at 2.5. Sorry if you're hearing the cat who just opened the door and came in. So prop bet. Let's talk J.K. Dobbins. Prop bet cheat sheet has this as a 64% cover probability. It is a 4-star play. There are no 5-star plays here tonight for this game on Thursday night, which is interesting. 17% expected value. This has hit in 2 of the last 4 games for J.K. Dobbins. It is his rushing and his receiving. The number is 76.5 at most books. Rushing and receiving. Against Houston, he had 59, but Houston has a really good defense. The Raiders do not. Up against Dallas, a poor defense, 121 rushing and receiving for J.K. Dobbins. Against the Giants, an average defense, he had 80, going over this number as well. Against the Jets, decent defense, he had 40, under this number. Philadelphia, pretty good defense. He had 84 against Philadelphia. Cincinnati, bad defense. He had 105. I would expect him to be around the Cincinnati and Dallas number, 121, 105, somewhere in that range. We're going to take J.K. Dobbins rushing and receiving yards, and we're going to go over 76.5 rushing and receiving for J.K. Dobbins of the Broncos at minus 110 for 1.1 units. And we have to have an NBA prop bet. It's been too profitable for us. It's been too good. Royce O'Neal. The Clippers are at the Phoenix Suns coming up here for tonight. Royce O'Neal is at home. We're looking at Royce O'Neal points and rebounds at 14.5. Prop bet cheat sheet is projecting 11.1 for Royce O'Neal. This is a 77% cover probability, a plus 38% expected value, and a 5-star play on the prop bet cheat sheet as well. This was very profitable for us yesterday because you had 4 straight bets that went over and then 1 under for marketing. It's the same thing here for Royce O'Neal. Golden State was at 14, so the hook got us there. The previous 4 games, he went over this number of 14.5 for points and rebounds, but prop bet cheat sheet likes this to go under 14.5. He has missed the last 2 prop bets, 15.5 and 17.5. That was the number for points and rebounds. He had 14 and 17 over the last 2 games. Let's go Royce O'Neal under 14.5 points and rebounds coming up here for us on the prop bet cheat sheet. So Raiders plus 9.5. J.K. Dobbins over 76.5 rushing and receiving. The Broncos teased down to 2.5 with the Lions at minus 2 on Sunday. And Royce O'Neal under 14.5 points and rebounds at minus 124 coming up here for today. Now, if you want more as to what's going to happen tonight on Thursday Night Football and NBA, college basketball, and NHL plays, plus a full breakdown of the slate from a betting perspective for Sunday's NFL games, join me coming up later on today for the Bostonian versus the Book. You can search at Boston versus the Book on X, Twitter, and on YouTube. 1 o'clock Eastern time start, but it's always available on demand. Plus, there is an audio podcast. Just go into Apple or Spotify and search the Bostonian versus the Book, and you will see the podcast. It's about an hour and 20-minute podcast every single day. We'll break down a ton of football, tonight's game between the Raiders and the Broncos, but also what will happen on Sunday for Week 10 of the NFL at Boston versus the Book. To go search it, 1 p.m. Eastern time live on the YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.